having anything else? No. Don't look at me like that. Hi everyone, it is 38 now, on the 21st of October. And even though the shopping has been home for at least 2 hours, oh, the hob needs wiping. I'm not even doing that. Oh, of course, I have to go out. Now I'm filming. When I got home, I quickly got changed, got drinks together, although I've not had a chance to drink my drink yet, and went straight out with the dog. And when I came back, I didn't have time to start putting the shopping out because I had a couple other things to do. So now I'm going to do it and do my video. I think I spent bang on 100 or maybe a few pennies over. I did more shopping at Aldi, so maybe I should put the Aldi out first. So let's just move a couple of things. I've not had much to drink today. I mean, I take water out on the dog walk and I didn't even drink it because I was in a rush, and like normally I get there and have a drink, and then sometimes I'll sit there for 5-10 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, it just depends. But today I didn't have time to have a drink. I had an open can of Diet Coke in the car that I bought at Aldi. So I finished that. There weren't much left in it. I went on the walk. Didn't have any on the way around the walk because I was trying to do a certain walk. And depending on how the dog behaves and if she wants to sniff a lot, we can make it round as long as she's not sniffing too much. And she had a few good long sniffs because I was like, I kept an eye on the time. I was like, right, we need to get to a certain point by this time and then we can definitely do it. And she just seemed to pick the speed up, so maybe she understands more than I think, who knows. So, when I got back to the car, I was like 2 minutes behind time because I wanted to get home by a certain time. So I didn't have a drink, and I was like, I want to get home. I've still not had a drink and I've been home, not an hour, like 40 minutes, 45 minutes maximum. So, still not had a drink. Even like when I went to Asda, I was very mindful of how much I was spending. I kind of, do you know when you kind of do a rough total in your head, like you don't do it down to the penny, because I spent 65 at Aldi, I was 55, not 65, I had 45 at Asda, so there was a couple of things that I would have got that I didn't get because I wanted to stay as close to 45 as I could. I mean, it don't matter if I go over, but I didn't want to go over. I'm trying to like get enough shopping for like everything that I need and not have to go back in the week. But sometimes, I don't know, there was something I didn't get that I think I'm going to run out of anyway, but I thought I'll just see how I get on. And then I think I was going to get some orange Lucozade, you know the drinks are 3 for 2. So I was going to get 2 orange Lucozades and a Dr Pepper Zero. That would have been £3 and I would have gone over. And something else I went without, just because I wanted to keep the total to around 100. There's nothing in that bag that belongs to you. So, because there's also, the thing is, food's going up all the time, so it's not going to stay 100 or under, is it? It's going to go up. So I was a bit more mindful than normal, because normally I don't add it up. I just think, oh, it'll cost that much, and like I'm glad I added it up on the way around Asda, because there was a few things that I didn't get because I was like, I would have just put it in normally, but there weren't much in the trolley for what I paid, so that says a lot. But I am getting a headache, and I think it's because I've not drank much, because all I've had today is a cup of tea and a Diet Coke. I've not had any other liquids, so I am feeling it. Now there is something that I bought that I bought 12 of and I only need 8, so that means I'll have 4 left. So that means that could go towards a meal. I mean, they're going to go in the freezer anyway, but I do have some extra of something, which is always handy. But after last week, I thought I'll try and spend more in Aldi, and it wasn't even easy, because you know when you like, I don't know, I think I'm so used to shopping in Asda that it's easy to pick things up and get things, and it's harder to think in Aldi. And there are things in Aldi that don't taste nowhere near as good as branded stuff. So obviously if I know it's not good, I'm not going to get it again. But at first I actually thought he said 65 in Aldi, and I'm thinking, are you sure that's 65? And then when I got to the car and saw the receipt, it was 55, because I wanted to double check anyway, so I knew how much I was aiming for at Asda. So then, I mean, that dog's on one today. She's just running around like an idiot stealing stuff. I think I've set this up all wrong because I'm going to be that mistake. But I filled up 3 Aldi bags in Aldi. Maybe not to the top, but oh god, the Aldi guy did my head in. Do you know, like sometimes you go on and if they see that you're going to pack it into your trolley, they're a little bit slower. And I was noticing he was slower with everyone else, and then he had an issue with something. He was struggling with something on the till, and he had to get one from the back office out. And the back office, and I was like, I'd had at least a third of my shopping on the conveyor belt, and I couldn't put any more on because there was someone holding it up at the front because of his mistake. And the guy came out, he said, when close your till down, and when you've served these, come in the back office. So he looks at me, he's like, I'm closed. And I looked at him, I'm thinking I've got like at least a third of my shopping on here. He went, oh, you've got your shopping on, have you? I went, yeah. And he rolled his eyes at me. So when it was my turn, he literally practically threw my shopping at me. And I was struggling to keep up with it. And my rule is, if I can't get in the bags, or I can only get something in the bags, it don't matter if I dump the rest in the trolley, as long as I've started it in the bags. It's only a recent thing that I started doing, because everyone else was doing it. But yeah, he was quite brutal with the way he was throwing it at me. I actually dropped something on the floor and he just kept throwing stuff, and I'm trying to pick it up and trying to make sure that there's not a big massive pile and nothing else ends up on the floor. So that was fun. I don't think he was happy about going in the back office, but he might just be showing him what he did wrong and how to do it. Because he kept asking someone else, and they kept telling him what to do, you know, on another till. And he just couldn't get it, and he was trying to charge someone for something instead of taking it off. So I just found the Aldi receipt. It's quite long actually. What was it, 55, 54? Does it tell you how many items? I think I ask that every week and I don't think it does. Should I count it? $47. Do you know what? I was kicking myself because in Aldi they have really big onions, and it was like a 3-pack for 89p or 82, and I was like, oh, that's quite a lot. Went to Asda, I think it was 89 for 3, but they were half the size, so then I got loose ones again, which does work out cheaper, but I wish I'd got the Aldi pack. But it doesn't always necessarily work out cheaper. Like, you never know from which shop, unless you do your research before you go, and who has the time for that. You don't know what to get from where, so you try and do whatever you can. I didn't even, like, I have to write a shopping list at the moment. I'm so, like, stressed out. I'm forgetting everything. Oh, what's that? Oh, I think it's a bit of onions again. So stressed out and stuff. I'll literally think of something, and then 2 minutes later I forget, or I think, oh, put this on your phone so you remember. Forget to put it on my phone. So I didn't write the shopping list till like late last night, and I found 2 recipes that I'm going to do, because that's 4 days for 2 people, hopefully. But they serve 4, so they might be quite small portions. I don't know. I don't mind having a small portion anyway. And then I was trying to think, what do I need? I mean, I hope I've remembered everything that I definitely need, because there's things that you need that you don't necessarily need that week. But I hope I remembered everything when I was writing that list. And then there's things that I don't put on where I know, oh, I need to get this, or I need to get this, I need stuff for lunches or whatever. Sometimes I will write the word lunch on just so I don't forget, because that's where my head's at the moment, just forgetting everything. And Aldi was quite busy, but the tills weren't busy. But I did pick the wrong one, because you know when you look at them and you think, because they all weren't massively full, and I chose this one, and then I stood there and I was like, why did I come on here? Because he was literally 5 minutes sorting this issue out, and then he was trying to like kick me off, and he weren't happy that most of my shop, well at least a third, was on there. But I was kicking myself that I didn't go on the other one. But you never know what's going to happen, do you? You can't predict that there's going to be an issue with someone shopping that they can't resolve, because normally they can resolve it. But he just couldn't seem to get it. I don't know why. Maybe he's new, maybe he's not. I don't know if I've seen him before. I don't. Well, some of them stick out. Do you know when you just, if you see them more than once, or you remember them, and sometimes you remember them for a reason. Oh, don't fall over. Oh God, I nearly dropped something. So, yeah, I'm tired. My dog woke me up about half an hour before I thought she would do, and I got to sleep late. So it was definitely not the easiest thing to wake up. And my dad wasn't up, because otherwise I would have kicked him out of the room and gone back to sleep for half an hour. But once I've been awake more than 3-4 minutes, there's no going back. Is that all the Aldi shopping now? Is it? I think it might be actually. Do you know what, I don't have much to say. I've not been well this week. Well, last weekend I was just more tired than normal, but not because of lack of sleep, because I'm not getting enough sleep anyway. It was like next level tiredness, but not, I weren't lethargic. My body was just really tired and I was just a bit blah. And then Sunday I was like even more, a little bit run down, had a temperature. Then my dad suddenly decided he had a cold. I think it was half hangover, half cold, because he still has a bit of a cold. And my dad likes to spread the germs around, and that's why I was always sick all the time. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get sick, but I think I already had something. It might be from the vaccinations, it could be anything. So Monday I worked very well, temperature, achy, run down. And it got worse, and then Wednesday was the worst, and I was like, oh God, you know when you're just like, oh, I was like sweating, but then I was shivering, and I was hot, but I was cold. I had a headache, like the dull achy headache. I was aching, I just felt crappy. It was like very fluid, but because I have a health condition that gives me flu conditions when it's like my body's struggling, I didn't know if I'd caught something, if it was to do with the vaccinations, or if it was to do with my main illness. But by the end of Wednesday, I was feeling a little bit better. So I was like, oh, Thursday I was a little bit more better, and today I'm a bit more better. But I'm not 100%, but, you know, it's better than nothing. So I've not, like, I mean, yesterday was a great day anyway. But we won't get into that. So, yeah, I've not been very well, and, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I never do. But normally I think of things, but I'm struggling. So if this is a boring video, I'm sorry, but I do these videos, so you know, I need to find a video for tomorrow. I need to watch the footage, and then Mondays, which I was going to do days ago, and then I've got Tuesday scheduled, and then I need to find something for Wednesday. I'm going to get to the point where I need to edit a video. If it'll let me edit, it might not. I found the Asda receipt, and Asda came to $45.79, so I did go just over 100, because 55 and 45 is obviously 100, and 79 and 54, so £101 something. So not bad. There's a few things I didn't get, but there's things that I don't normally get every week. And do you know what? Well, I think I've got one washing pod left. I did a massive clothes wash early in the week. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know what day. And I was holding on to clothes because I knew I was going to run out, and I didn't want to buy any until I went to do the shop today. And I've actually included it in the shopping, because normally I go in B&M, which means it's not included in the food shop. But I actually got Aldi's. Now I was stood there because they do furry in there, which I typically get, I want to try Ariel. They have Ariel. I'm always like, should I get Ariel? I'm like, yeah, but you like furry. What if you don't like the Ariel? But I'd still use them. So I ended up getting All Matte, and I've had them before, but I don't know what I think of them. I don't think they're the best, but I don't think they're crap. But I was umming and ahhing over them because these were like £3 and the furry were like £3.95. You get the same amount. Or do you get less furry? Hold on, I've got a furry box in here. I can't get to it. Hold on. In a furry box, you get 15, so you actually get less. I mean, it doesn't matter about it being less, but I would prefer furry. But because it was included in my shopping, because I didn't get it from B&M, that's probably why I got the All Matte. I got the non-bio ones, but I don't think they're amazing. But they clean your clothes, so it is what it is. Right, what do I need to get out of the bags? Oh, that's part of Aldi's shopping up first. I think it's busier than normal as well. It was busy at the checkout, so weird. Do you know what? I got some noodles. I mean, it just says noodles on them, but I think they're medium egg noodles. And I got the Asda Essentials. It was like 75p, but the branded one, I can't remember what it was. That was on offer for £1.25, which was obviously more, but there was more products in it. But this worked out cheaper per whatever, anyway. And they look the same, so I'm hoping that they're not crap. I hope they're just the same as the branded ones. Otherwise, I may regret that decision because it weren't a massive difference in price. So, as you notice, you keep getting moved further along. The oven on so it's heating up. Oh, there was something I had to buy that I wouldn't normally buy. So we typically eat off pasta bowls, but not, they're like small ones, they're more like a plate with sides on. You get less on it, but but obviously there's some meals where it's big enough so you have to use a normal plate. And we normally have 2 of these bowls each. There is another one that I bought for myself thinking it was the same size as the other pasta bowls, but I ordered it online from the range in lockdown and it's smaller. So anyway, I used to have 2. I've still got one of them actually. I've gone off it, but I used to love the pattern. It's kind of blue on the outside with a gold and white pattern. I think I've got them from TK Maxx years ago. And I think I had 2 and then one got broke and then I stopped using the other one because I bought this one that's white and it's got bees on it. And then, because recently I've been doing, like meals where it's for 2 days, I didn't have a second one because I didn't want to use the one because it's got gold on it. And not that I'm putting it in the microwave. I then bought myself another one and I showed it in the last week's shop and it's got little penguins on it, super cute. Where is that plate? Has my dad stolen it? Anyway, not that it's stolen it, but yeah, we do have our specific ones. And then he had one of the original ones we had because we had ones with butterflies on because we have the butterfly set. I don't think we got it with the set, I bought them separate, but we only ended up with one left because over time things do get dropped and stuff. And then he has one that's white with a little tiny bit of grey marbling on. Anyway, I noticed the other day when I was putting his food out that the one with the butterflies on that we've had years had a faint crack right across it, and when I put it down it didn't sound normal. Do you know when you put a plate down it has a sound to it? It sounded basically broken, and I'm thinking, oh god, if I put the food on and it breaks, that wouldn't be good. So today he was washing up, I was like, oh, is that the one that's got the crack in it? And he's like, oh, has it got a crack in it? I went, yeah, I think it's close to breaking. And it was actually on the draining board because he'd washed it and put it down, and he picked it up and it literally split in half. I was like, oh my god, can you imagine if it hadn't split in half now and I'd put food on it and you picked it up and it broke? Your food would be everywhere. So I picked up a new one. But they don't have any of the designs that I actually own. So we've both got, like I've got one with bees on, ones with penguins on. He's got one with a marbling effect, and now he's got this one. I think this is slightly smaller than what he's just had. It's kind of a grey glaze on the outside, grey two-tone pasta ball. Yeah, it's white on the inside. So I got him that, so I wouldn't normally get that. So I think it was £3. It weren't super expensive or anything. Anyway, I need to put the shopping out. See, I haven't actually got much from Asda, but I've got the bag here. I don't know where I'm going to put it all. You're going to have to want something. Oh God, you're precarious. Let's put you up there. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to put what you're on. I hope I don't drop that anywhere. Because I need room. Oh God, where am I going to put all this? Oh God. Oh, I'm stacking stuff now. So what's missing is, where am I going to put these onions? I'm going to put the onions in the pasta bowl. So what's missing is, I got my dad this thing in Aldi where it's like a meat feast and it's got cheese on it and you put it in the microwave. He's also got a bunch of bananas from Aldi, a pack of pears from Asda, 2 soups from Aldi. The other soup I got from Aldi last week, I didn't end up eating. I gave it to my dad and he had it and he said it was good, the chicken and vegetable one. So I got him a leek potato because there was no meat ones, like chicken ones. There was just vegetarian ones. And I got him tomato and basil. Is that what I sent him with? 2 soups, bananas, pears, the sandwich. I think that was it. I didn't get a sandwich today. I'll show you what I had though. Didn't get any orange juice today, and I like to have it in because when I'm not well, that's what I like to have. Do you have a Diet Coke in the fridge? I hope I do. I know I've had one today, but I wanted one with what I'm going to have to eat. I only got 2 almond milks. I would have got 3 because I'm probably going to need one in the week. I only got 2 bottles of water and probably need to go and get some water in the week. I haven't got bread because we still got last week's loaf. In fact, it only got opened today by my dad to make peanut butter on toast. I had to throw another loaf of bread in the bin because it was actually blue. As much as blue bread sounds fun, don't think it's going to taste great. So I decided not to get any bread today because I just thought no one's eating sandwiches or no one's eating the bread. What's the point? Right, I just had a very small drink of water because I'm struggling. So we'll start with Aldi. I needed beef oxales. They don't do beef oxales. I just got beef stock pots because why not? I got a red funded diet. I used to get this all the time and I used to get the other one. Do you know the one that looks like Monster? And I was tempted, but I thought I'd get that. I never drink it all because I don't love it. They actually got these in Aldi at the moment and these are her favourite ones. They had another one. Well, they had all the range actually. And they had a colour of one that I've never seen before and I didn't pick it up. And I should have done because she might have liked that. Just normal paracetamol because they're handy to have in. And I gave my dad a box of these when he was saying his cold was the main reason he was sick. Yet he woke up the next day and he was 60% better. So they helped with his hangover. I got 3 red peppers because there's a recipe there where I need 2. And there's a recipe where I need 1 in another colour, I think, from memory. If you see any mess on the cooker, I'm sorry. Pro Milk Strawberry Protein Shake, 20 grams of protein. I got that having, if one day I don't have a normal protein shake and say like I have a bagel or protein Weetabix, it's not enough, so I'll have that day as well. I actually saw someone get this. I didn't get a sauce, I'll make my own anyway, but pumpkin and pine nut. I can't even speak. Pumpkin and pine nuts grizzoli. Anyway, that's for 2 meals. I don't get pasta that often. It normally like weighs heavily in me, and yeah, I've not had it. I love pasta, I'd happily eat it every day, but my body doesn't love it. So I've got that because pumpkin and pine nuts are nice. So I used to actually get these crisps all the time. By the way, don't get Lidl's version of these because they're rock hard and they're not very tasty. But I used to get these, not had these for months and months. Thought get them in, have them in the drawer. I'm still have this kind of weird addiction to salt and vinegar crisps, so I have got salt and vinegar crisps as well. But I've got a feeling I might be eating these this week. These are so nice. And again, I got them from my dad because I like them, and they're only 77p as well. So I'm making a meal this week. I can't even remember what it is, but it's got chicken thigh fillets in, and it said well, I was meant to get a kilogram, but they had 900 grams, so you know, it is what it is. And then for one meal, I'm going to share these. Oh, I didn't get mushy peas. I'll have to have beans. No, I want mushy peas. I'll have to get some. See, I eat the food in date order, so whatever's going to go off first, normally have first. What's that, 27th? So me and my dad will be having these, and it's the wheat and barley salmon fish fingers. Never had heard of them before. They were $2.99 for some reason. I thought they were a little bit cheaper. I don't mean much. I mean like maybe $2.79, $2.69. I hope I like them. I'm also doing a recipe with sausages. Couldn't tell you what it is because I'm literally stood here thinking, what is it? And it said 8 sausages. Now I don't think I've ever seen an 8-pack. I mean, I could be wrong. So I've had to get 12. And I went for these instead of the normal pork, because they've got like herbs and stuff, and I feel like it's going to add to the flavours. So last time I didn't get normal sausages, it was those ones with fennel in. Not seen them since, and it made the meal taste even tastier. So I thought I'd get these instead of normal ones, and like I can put 4 in the freezer. I might separate them into 2s, and then I've got sausages if in case I ever need any. I got these Scream toffee apple. Scream? Oh yeah, I thought I'd misread Serene because it's Serene, isn't it? Anyway, toffee apple mini rolls. I thought I'd have them in the drawer. I mean, they might last me weeks. Sometimes I get some like these, have them like one or two over a couple of days, and then they're there for weeks. Cling film. So my cling film, never had Aldi's by the way, I normally get Asda's. My cling film, do you know the cutting thing? It kept getting looser and looser, and it was slowly peeling off until it was like it's just hanging on. So I've been having to cut the cling film because it just, every time you try and cut it with it, it rips and then pulls it off a bit more, and it's literally just about to run out. So I'm hoping this is good and it weren't a waste of money. I was trying to tell, you know, by how many's left on the shelf, and then I thought, what if they've restocked it this morning, like, but I've never ever used Aldi's, so could go badly wrong. So last week when I had pizza, I wasn't going to have it this week because I didn't love it. It was slightly undercooked, but that's better than burnt. I mean, it was cooked, but it weren't fully cooked, so I thought I'll give it a go this week. If I don't love it, I won't get it again. I mean, I'm not going to have it every week anyway. It's just a cheap and easy option. It's like $2.19 or something. Like, I can't believe how cheap it is. And then I thought I'd get my dad one, and his actually looks better than mine. Like, do you know what? My favourite used to be ham and pineapple. But when I've looked at Hawaiians, it's always smoked ham, which I can't have. And I didn't see if they had one or not. I weren't looking because I do like this flavour. But doesn't my dad's look really good? So I don't know when he's having it. I don't know what his plans are. So I made homemade naan breads twice this week with Greek yoghurt. And they were quite good. I was actually really pleased with myself, but I've always been able to do like bread products because I used to bake like from a young age, you know, bread and other things, but I used to make bread. Not done it in years, but it was really easy. But I used up nearly a full tub, and one day I might want Greek yoghurt and honey, so I've got it in. Or I might make naan breads. I mean, I'm not having a curry, but you can make other things as well. And I had one of these for lunch, so I saw this in the middle aisle, pumpkin spice. Now, I'll be honest, I normally prefer, you know, the thin bagels, because sometimes these can be what I call very doughy, and they're a bit much. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I want the big ones. And then I looked at the calories as well, which 225, when obviously the other ones are like 150 and less. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I smelled the packet, and they smell amazing. So I lightly toasted one and just put like spread on, like I use Bertolli. Is it called Bertolli? Is it called Bertolli? Anyway, whatever it's called, the olive spread. But I feel like you could put all sorts of things on it. I think it's one of those. So that's what I had for my lunch. And I hope they have them next week, because obviously they won't have them forever, because I will have them again. Then I managed to get 2 caramel. I was looking for ages, and then I just saw these. But on all the trays, all the caramel ones seemed to be gone. And I didn't like dig. I didn't go through them all, because there's always a lot of like layers on there. But from what I could see, the caramels were missing, and there seems to be less caramels anyway. There seems to be more chocolate and vanilla in general. So I managed to get 2 of them. I then got a protein mousse, just 1, 2 chocolate and 1 vanilla, because I finished the vanilla yesterday. So I only have 6 things in total. So I've not got one a day. Then, this won't be cereal, I'll try again. They had quite a selection, but I couldn't get to many because there was just someone constantly in the way. But I saw these pork sausage dog treats flavoured with cranberries and sweet potato. I gave her one. She messed around with it for 20 minutes and then left it. As soon as I came back off the walk, she grabbed it and got me to let her outside, so I'm presuming she's either buried it or ate it. I'm guessing she's ate it. I just think it's because it's a flavour she's not used to. I think that's what took her longer. But they're natural. They do look a bit like dried up dog poo, but anyway. There's the all mat. 2 tins of baked beans. One of the recipe is it one of my recipes? What the hell am I making? I'm sure one of the things I'm making has 2 tins of beans. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with the sausages, but it's not what I made last time, you know, the cowboy pie, which I'd have again in a heartbeat. 3 tins of chopped tomato, because I had 3 on my list. I don't think I have many in the cupboard. And I think that's the Aldi shopping. Is it the Aldi shopping? Yeah. Then we're on to Asda, and I'm going to flip over a bag. So of course I have to get these. I don't know how many I've got left, but the week before I just flew through loads of them. 12. They actually do them in Aldi, and I had a quick glance that way, but I didn't see them, but I didn't properly look. Then these for my dad. They didn't have, you know, the ones that I've got in the last few weeks, originally from Aldi, then Asda. They don't actually have them this week. Well, they had the other flavour, Italian herb, but he likes cheesy things. So I had to go back to the cheese oat cakes. There's my salt and vinegar crisp. Do you know the $1.75 now? They're never even reduced. You can get 3 packets for £4, but it's not like the biggest saving. And I don't want to get that many. I think if I didn't buy extra things, like if I work close to my total, I might just do it just to save a bit of money. Fibre One, there's not many Fibre One things on offer, and I refuse to pay full price, so this is only kind of the real option out of the things that are available on offer that I would have. I'm mainly using to take tablets with. Fresh ginger. One of my recipes has got fresh ginger in again, and also I have hot honey lemon ginger. I probably should have got 2 packs. Turkey bacon, which I didn't have all last week, so now I can finally have them. I mean, I meant to have them on bagels. I can't imagine I'm going to put it on the pumpkin one. I mean, that would be a different experience. They're the noodles. Like I said, the branded packet was on offer for $1.25. They weren't double the amount, because I looked at the amount. This is meant to do 2 meals, so for 2 people, so hopefully there's enough. I always do more than I need, so there should be anyway. 1 orange pepper, because one of the recipes, was it red and orange or red and yellow? Don't matter, they only had a loose orange. They didn't have any loose yellows, they just had red and orange loose in Asda. 4 pack of baked potatoes. I've still got some left. But we might end up with baked potato, or I might end up with baked potato, who knows. I got the spiced butternut soup, even though I've still got the tomato and basil, which is probably the next one that I've got to eat. Oh, great. We all know what's happened, don't we? Anyway, so next time I have soup, it'll be the tomato and basil, because I've had that the longest, and then I've got the vegetable one to have after that. But they're an offer. You're not saving much at $1.50, but chorizo, because one of my recipes has got chorizo in. I got them for my dad because I think we're having 5 meals the same, so we only need an extra 2. But then he's got pizza, so he only needed 1, so he might have 2 of these in one go. He might fancy 2. Bananas for me, fake dentist sticks, because she seems to like these. I also got her them. She's had one of them already. Oh, actually, yes, she has. She's just had one before I started filming. Normal Panadol. I got a light soy, because my soy is getting low, and just in case there's a recipe or I decide to put it in something, I just picked up Asda's on because it was cheaper. I don't think there's any difference. I think the one I've got is Aldi anyway. I've got this one because it was on offer, and it's coconut, something coconut milk. Yeah, because I was going to get the other version that I had before because it's on offer, but then I saw coconut. Then these for the dog. I actually found a jar in the cupboard and I didn't know she had any, so she's on that jar now. She might have 2 left, so she'll have enough for the week. I got 2 almond milks, even though I probably need 3 because I've got one open and there's less than half left. I got 1 apple and mango because this seems to be my favourite. I got 3 for £3 on the Pepsi Max. I got 2 Highland Spring waters. I think I don't know how many apple and elderflower. I can't actually move near the window because I'm being harassed. I think I got 2 of each. I think I got 2 apple and elderflower, 2 white grape and blackberry, 2 peach and passion fruit. I also picked this up for my dad because someone told me it was practically identical to Pepsi Max, which he drinks, and I think it was like 49p. I mean, it might not be anything like it, but he can try it. And then over here, we're back on Asda now. I mean, all of that I just showed you was Asda, so after... Oh, it was Asda anyway, it was all Asda. Except for obviously the Aldi water and the fake Pepsi Max. So then I got 4 brown onions. They're not tiny, well they're a bit bigger than last week. I got this plate that I told you about. And then I got an 8-pack of Diet Coke. Oh, also in the freezer, before I forget, I mean, should I show you? I actually forgot. Well, I was trying to get, you know, the Aldi ash browns that are like McDonald's. Not for me, for my dad, even though I want to try one. I'll happily try one. And didn't have them. All that section was empty. I got my bag of frozen chips. They didn't have any, like, expensive ones. They just had these. And those Asda ones, you know, the essential range one, they're not great. I don't think he has many ash browns left. Because he ran out of chips, and then on Sunday he had 3 ash browns with something instead of chips because he didn't have chips, obviously. So I just got him them, and I got a bag of ice because I've got very little left. And I think that concludes the shopping. I think. And that is everything I got. Like I said, it was like £101-ish. So I'm happy, although I'm probably going to end up having to go back for milk, water, and maybe bananas because I've got 6. Maybe not, because I shouldn't have protein shake every day. I might end up back for Lucozade. Do you know what? I really wanted a Dr Pepper Zero today, but I'm not just going to get that. But because they didn't have the Lucozade, which I wanted, and I like to have it in case I'm not well, I just didn't get anything because I'd rather get one for free than not. But that is everything. Well done if you got to this point, or if you're stalking me, you know, maybe go and do something better with your time, like spend it with your children or help others. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I am happy with what I got from Aldi. But yeah, that is absolutely everything. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you're new to my channel or you watch my videos but you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to get an alert when I upload next. My dog's asleep in her bed. I'll be back soon. Have a great week.